Good morning, it's Rena. It's Tuesday, 7:13, and I just wanted to tell you my experiences in the last couple of days. I really haven't had any nighttime visions. Thank goodness I got to sleep. But I did have something weird that happened. It wasn't yesterday, but it was the day before. I posted something about the candle. I saw the little candle from summer. This is about summer. Um, in the darkness, I saw the candle, and I knew she would be coming. And I didn't realize she may have been already here. And that was the beginning. And I was standing in the kitchen. I think it was later the day I posted, or it might have been. It was around the time, and I started feeling a lot of static, and I could feel her, and it was like a lot of buzzing in my head, like I could kind of see her in the. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like in the corner of my eye, in the back of my head, I could see her like her static, her and like a lot of static going on. And it was like she was zigzagging back and forth, and there were all these like little nerve endings like going, and it was a lot of confusion, and I could feel it. And it was like molecules, which is how I feel static a lot of the time, and also the presence of a spirit. I'll sometimes see molecules, not like in real vision, but in my mind, and I can feel them. Molecules, they're like energy, and I could tell. And I was standing in the kitchen with my husband. And he was doing something at the sink, and I was just kind of standing there. And I was like, I'm feeling something. I said, I feel severe agitation, and it's like coming from Summer. And he knows about Summer by now. He's interested too, because he loves children, and he's sad about what has happened. And I said, she's really angry. She's frustrated. She's implying there's too much noise, too much static going on in her case, in her what people are saying about her family, which she doesn't like, that people are fighting with each other, that and I could see her running back and forth on the altar at the church, like just zigzagging back and forth and just not stopping, just zigzagging. And I could feel her tension. And it was like she was saying, too much noise, too much noise. It hurts my ears. She didn't say this, but she implied it. Like there were too many different people, and there were too much. Even though all of these people love her and want to help, but she didn't like all that the static and the noise, and it was hurting her ears. And she didn't like people saying bad things about her family, even though we know, what her family is like. And I was feeling it too, because that's what I do. I pick up on what the person feels. And I was feeling really agitated, and I was feeling what she was feeling. And I realized I had connected. And this went on for a little while. And there was really nothing I could do. I could just be there. And this eventually went away. And I said, that was part of it, and it lasted maybe an hour. And then yesterday morning, I went, and the thing of it was, she never said about all these. She didn't exactly know what it was, but it was. I feel it was people, trying to find things and attacking each other sometimes, because I've been on your sites, and I have had to go off because people are just like on each other. And it they're not even, when sometimes people get on their sites, and this is a complaint. They'll say, well, John Smith was saying this, not another, and Joni said this, not another. And they're talking about people like, are we supposed to know these people? Like, and if you go over to Buzz, and Buzz is a real pain in the neck, and he does this and that, I'll go off the site, because I don't know who the heck these people are talking about. And, one person in particular does this. And most of the people don't do it. They'll just explain the story and they won't mention anybody else's names who has a site. This is really annoying because this is not a drama here. This is looking for a little girl and giving out information. And that is a real turnoff, you know. Anyway, I don't like chat rooms either because nothing gets accomplished in a chat room. No, your question, 1 in 100 people's question gets identified. And it's all the commentator's opinion. So what's the point? So anyway, yesterday morning, I was aware that Summer was in my realm somewhere, and in my real realm, it's in my head, like I did when I felt the electricity, the static that she was feeling, that she didn't like it, and like I said, she never said, and when that was happening, it's about me. It's about me. Why aren't you talking about me? You're bickering amongst yourselves. But she didn't say that, but the point was, you're bickering amongst yourselves, but it's about me. You know, she never said that. And that would be the first thing that would occur to me. You know, like, hey, I'm over here, you know, you're fighting amongst yourselves, but she never said that. She never displayed 1 ounce of selfishness, like, I'm here. So it told me that this little girl didn't expect what all these people to care about her. And she probably didn't expect the church people to care about her either. She just wasn't used to being paid attention to. And that's sad. And now with all these people, it's confusing to her. And all these people are, you know, all these emotions going, and she feels it. She knows. And all these people caring about her and even fighting about it. And she's confused. And she, you know, doesn't understand why anybody would care about her that much. So she says it hurts her head, you know, because the poor thing never really had anybody pay attention to her. She didn't expect anybody would pay attention to her. So that's sad. So anyway, that really surprised me how unselfish that little girl was. How sweet and unselfish she was. And it made her even more endearing. But anyway, so I was in the kitchen and I was making a cake. And my husband was at work, and I said, Summer, you know, if you're here, you want to help me make this cake? And so the dogs were laying out in the living room, and my husband was at work. Our children are grown. And I was, you know, I was also making pasta salad. And I could see her in the back of my mind. I could see her running back and forth again. Like she didn't have the attention span to come over and help me, you know, to get closer to see what I was doing. She was too busy, like, doing her little thing. And I said, okay, you don't have to help me. I used to have the neighbors' children come over because the mother was a mess. And she didn't even make the kid a birthday cake. I made it for her at the last minute. But anyway, so, you know, I used to have the kids come over and help and bake with them, and we cut pumpkins with them, and I would make sure they had, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But anyway, so I knew I could see her in the back of my mind running around behind me, and she was just excited. She was running down the porch. It's down there. It's a little 3-step thing, and then we have a finished porch. And she was just running around in a little dress. Her hair is always down to there because that's how I see her in vision, because I cannot stand seeing that child bald. And she's always wearing a cute little skirt and like a little sweater, a pink sweater, down like sleeves like down to here. And she's happy and she's running. And then I said, okay, Summer, well, the cake's finished. You know, I went around with my business. I didn't concentrate on it the whole way because it's just normal. And I said, I'm going out in the garden now. It was hot. It was like 1 o'clock. Well, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to do weeding in the front garden. We have a couple of different flower gardens and a vegetable garden. And I wanted to get the front done because the weeds were like taking over. And anyway, I went outside and I'm waiting and I'm saying, Summer, are you here? And I said, if you don't want to help, that's okay. And again, every time I concentrated on her, I felt her running around in the front. We have a pretty big front yard, and then there's the sidewalk and then the street. And there's not many cars on the street. It's mostly retired people are on our end. And so I could, it was a hot, hot day. And I said, it's so hot out. I said, but you're used to the heat. And, once in a while I would talk to her. I was out there for about an hour before I couldn't stand it anymore. And I could see her kind of running back and forth on the sidewalk, like doing skipping and, then running and going back and forth and being just happy. And twice I felt like someone was watching me. And I turned around twice. The first time I turned around, nothing was there. I thought it may have been like somebody walking by, or we don't get a lot of people traffic on our street. It's kind of, it's a pretty quiet street. And I turned around, I looked around, I was like, okay, well. So I went back to what I was doing, and a little while later, I distinctly felt someone was watching me. And I turned around again. And there was nobody there. And that's never happened before. I've been gardening out there for years. And I saw in my mind her hiding behind a tree. And she was kind of peeking around watching me. I saw this in the back of my mind. She was hiding behind a tree that we had taken down that is now sawdust. It died last winter, and it fell down by itself in the big winter storm we had, and then the tree surgeons came, and then my husband took care of the rest of it, and he dug out the root. The root came with it, and then we have a new tree planted there, so she wasn't hiding behind that tree, she was hiding behind the old tree. She was peeking around the side, kind of like looking at what I was doing, and it was kind of neat. I said, okay, I'm finished now, I'm going in the house. I said, you want to come? And I said, you come if you want, and then I didn't feel her anymore. And I went in the house, and that's what happened. So I was happy, that we connected again. And I know she'll be coming around again. And it takes a while. It's not like something that happens overnight, or she has to develop a trust with me. And it was a little weird, having feeling like someone's watching you, but I knew who was watching me. And she's curious. She's curious. You don't change. You actually, from the spirit contacts I've made, and some of them have not been that great, where people don't change that much when they pass over, where some bad people who need your forgiveness to move on. They come to you and they're all like, oh, everything's great now, we're gonna, and I'm not fooled by that. I know they're still the same bastard they were before. And my ex-father-in-law did this to me over 4 nights. And by the fourth night, he was furious. He was back to his old self. And I didn't forgive him because he didn't deserve to be forgiven. And it wasn't up to me. It was up to God. So anyway, I think what happened with Summer was the reason she darts back and forth is because she was totally undisciplined as a child. I'm sure if she would have gone to kindergarten, they would have put her in the special class. I worked in special class for a couple of years with special children, because she was not that she had ADHD or whatever they call it, but because she was never disciplined. Her parents didn't tell her, now's the time to sit. There was, now's the time to stand. We're sitting down to dinner, because I don't think anybody sat at the same time unless they were in a restaurant. They were not disciplined at all. Not physically disciplined, but this is the rule. These are the rules, and this is how it's done. I believe she was allowed. Somebody else termed it as free range parents. I think that's what happened, and I think that was a bone of contention between her and her mother, because her mother ignored her basically, and she didn't have any, like, she could do whatever she wanted. and her father just, expected the mother to do it, and the mother expected the father to do it, and it just kind of got out of hand. So I did a reading too. I did one yesterday, but I didn't keep the cards, so I'm gonna do this again. Uh, you have the Seven of Cups here for this reading, which means things that it has to do with self-esteem issues, things that everything is kind of in the air right now. This is the base card. Nothing is substantial, nothing's factual, everything. There's a lot of ideas floating around everywhere about this case, obviously. And it has to do with a lot of people's egos and people's the way they feel about themselves. There's a lot of feeling. The cup is emotional. It's an emotion driven card. The seven is self-esteem, inner things that you keep to yourself and that can explode, but basically is how you feel about yourself. So a lot of people are feeling a lot of emotions at this time, very much. And the Two of Cups reversed is reiterating this card. It means the two is a couple, a pair, who are not, and when in a reverse position, again, it's an emotional malfunction. It's an emotional detachment, an emotional conflict. The emotions are not in sync. And with this card, it just means the emotions are all messed up. There's too many ideas going around, too many things, too many feelings are all messed up. And it's really tearing on a lot of people and the family and the children. And then you have the Sword of LA, which is the kind of the thing that keeps poking at you. There's always some friction going on. There's always some. It could also be Hunter, Peaches. He's in the picture. He doesn't go away. There's something with him is in that picture. He had something to do with this. I think that's his card. He is the spike that is still in there, that is still not known what he had to do with it. It's usually a dark-haired person, and the sword is something that keeps jabbing the situation. What did he have to do with this? Then you have the Three of Wands reversed. It means being not bad communications, very bad communications. I try to get this better so you can see. I don't know if you can see, the light might be too bright. Bad communications, miscommunications between people. They're not going well. They're words. They're only words, but they're just the three is the communication card. The community card are not going well. This is land. The Ace of Pentacles is job and land. This is the main what I think the police are looking at. Land. They feel they're focusing on land. And obviously this is the case. The Ace of Pentacles is money, land, property. It's in a right side position. They're going to make a new search of land for her. The Ace of Swords is a very strong card. It's sword. Again, it's something that's conflicting. And it's in a reverse position. So there's many conflicting things that are going on here right now. That it's infighting, and somebody doesn't want somebody to know something that would bring extreme distress, because it's the Ace of Swords and it's reversed. The Ace of Swords in an upright position, we mean pushing through, being, tyrannical, even being forceful and domineering, but it's in a reverse position. So it could mean being like kind of going overboard on trying to be right. Like, I'm right. This is the way it is. It's probably Dawn, going berserk and saying, I'm right. No, you have to listen to me. This is the way it goes. Like overdoing it again. which he's done before, and I said that in other visions. The Six of Swords means moving out of thinking you're moving out of bad waters, like some movement out of really bad times and things like that. But then you have the Empress reverse, which is a mother figure. She's the Earth Mother, but she's in a reverse position, which obviously means not a good female figure. You all know who that is. And she's with the moving out of, maybe she'll calm herself down a little bit and stop being such a hoe on social media, excuse my French, but then she'll calm herself down a little bit, but it doesn't really look like it, because then you've got the Four of Swords. This isn't good. This means the time for resting is over. The time for, it's somebody who needs in the right position. It would mean somebody who needs to take a break, to take a sabbatical from all this crap and swords, conflicts, and everything, but it's reversed. So now it's time to get up and fess up, do what you have to do, get it out, do the right thing. It's telling these people they need to do the right thing. All right. And then you got the Eight of Wands reversed again, going nowhere. Again. They get that all the time in my readings. Temperance card means you have to even things out. An evening out of things. All right. Six of Cups reversed is children, but it's in a reverse position. It means past with children. A lot of issues coming out with past and children. A lot of drama. It tells them to try to be better parents, be more temperate, be more stable for your children. Your children need stability. That's what they need. They need you to be more temperate, not so rah, up and down, up and down, up and down. You're confusing the hell out of these children. Okay, then I picked a couple more cards, the Two of Wands, which basically means you think you're in charge of the situation, but public opinion is not with you. You got the Emperor reverse. Public opinion is not with you. And also part of the justice system, the law system, possibly those police that are near you, because the Emperor, it's not justice or judgment, or justice is not with you either. The local law enforcement are not with you. The FBI may be siding with you or whatever. Okay, and then you have the Knight of Coins. There's going to be some sort of money coming in from somewhere, or some extra reward money, some money coming in. Knight of Wands, again, bad news. A building that's been finished. That's what I said before. That's where Summer is. She's in a building that's been finished. It could be something that just addition put on it to cover her up. The moon, everything depends on this building, because if they find this, they find her. Then you have really bad cards. The Nine of Wands is depression. The Nine of Swords, depression. The Ten of Swords reverse is even worse. Past drug addiction, mental issues. Seven of Swords just means just barely holding your own. Just a lot of emotional self-doubt. Justice reversed, and the Eight of Swords reversed are not good combinations. Justice will go against you. The law will go against you. Eight of Swords reversed is not a good card. The Chariot, a victory for justice. I believe they'll make an arrest by this reading. The Nine of Wands reversed. Okay. That's not real good. The Three of Pentacles. Legal documents. Documents signed. In a reverse position, which means haggling over legal issues. The Five of Cups, the Five of Pentacles reverse means worries about money. And the Four of Hearts reverse is having something but being worried about not having enough. And self-esteem issues, the you have something but you want some more, and you're worried about money. And this Five of Pentacles, you're worried about changes that are coming. I believe they're going to make an arrest. And also I pull these cards. The Cup reversed is emotional, a lot of emotional issues. It's a bad card in the reverse position. Then you have again, they always seem to get this card, the Three of Swords reversed, which means three people in conflict, really bad conflict. It's close to the H card, the Peaches card. The Devil means not letting go of old ways, just hanging on to the old stuff. And then the Hanged Man is my symbol for the well. And like I said before, I believe Don will give it up because they will not find her on their own. And he'll be arrested before he does that. And there was another thing I wanted to tell you. While I was lying in bed the other day reading, I like to prop myself up on the pillows and just, it's a nice breeze coming in the window. And I was I think I was looking at YouTube, and suddenly I smelled something. And it smelled like stagnant water. And Bobby was in the kitchen, and the dogs were in the living room lying on the floor because it's cool there. And it smelled like stagnant water. And I said, Bobby, and he said, what? And I said, you smell that? And he said, no. And I said, it smells like stagnant water, like dank water. And he said, no. And I went to the window and I smelled out there and I didn't smell anything. I said, did you drain the pool or something? Because we just put fresh water in the pool and 200 pounds of fresh sand in the filter. So anything coming out of the pool would smell fresh. And I kind of knew that. But I said, he said, I said, anybody else draining their pool or something? And it was a dry day. It was this hot, sunny day, and there had been no rain for a couple of days. And I just smelled it for about 45 minutes. I said, you can't smell that? And he said, no, I don't smell anything. It smells like stagnant water. And I said, I think I'm having a daytime vision. And he said, you think it's summer, the well? And I said, yeah, I do. And I said, I think I'm smelling the well. Because there was no explanation for that. The dogs weren't even near us, and dogs don't smell dank anyway. And it was nothing. It just came out of nowhere, and I was smelling it, and it just didn't go away until about 45 minutes. It lasted, and then it went away. And I think I smelled the well. And I know I smelled the well. So anyway, that's all I have to say. And I will keep you posted, and I hope you have a nice day. And I hope you can go in the pool today. But anyway, so take care, and we'll keep praying for little Summer Soul. Sweet little soul that she is. A sweet, giving little girl. Unselfish. And a little darling. And I look forward to our next meeting. And I will give you more information as I get it. And thank you for subscribing to my channel. And I was thinking of doing a song for summer, a cover. And I might do that today. So I talk to you later. And take care. And be safe.